Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another anti-character guide. Today we're going to do an anti-Devil Jin guide. Devil Jin is super strong in Tekken 8, has really oppressive tool set, control space from a million miles away with Shackle. So I'm going to try and help you guys out with some general tips and also specific moves like we do usually in the anti-character guides. First off, with general tips, step left. Most of the time you can step most of his moves to the left. There are some tracking moves, but generally you do want to step to the left most of the time. In terms of range, you want to stay pretty close to him. You don't want to give him space so that he can get this going. You don't want to allow him to get Shackle going. Try to read patterns with crouch dash mix-ups, whether he's going to do 2 and then a hell sweep, or he's going to do 3 and then hell sweep. He's going to do 1 and then 1 and then electric. A quick thing to note here is that he does have now a homing option from crouch dash, which is super strong. So beware of that, but try and read patterns with crouch dash mix-ups. Right, next, pressure him. Pressure him a lot. When it's your turn, you want to be right up close to him, and you want to pressure him and not let him get Shackle out or any of the other oppressive stuff that he has. Don't give him space to let him initiate his 50-50s. You want to pressure him to death. Next, be careful when he's in heat. Most of the time, I would just say pray. Basically, you don't really have any choice with this heat smash. It's pretty much homing. I think you can step this heat smash if you do like a perfect sidewalk at the perfect time, but most of the time it's not going to work. So just try and get him to use when he's in heat. Either don't let him get it out and be really, really close to him, or if he's already made the distance out here, if he's already created a lot of space, just beware of even moving, really. It's my only advice. It probably will get nerfed in the latest update coming up, but yeah, it's really crazy, his heat smash. And lastly, on general tips, beware of homing. He has a really good 17 frame homing move, standing 4, which is a high, but it is minus on block. A lot of you, I think, maybe made the same mistake I did, was when looking at this move for the first time, thinking that it was plus on block, like in Tekken 7, his forward 4, which looks very, very similar, is plus on block. This is minus on block, so it's really important for you to know this. Right, now, into specifics. You want to sidewalk these, the left, these moves now. These are just some examples. You can sidewalk most things to the left. There are some tracking moves which we'll go over soon, but for the most part, you can just sidewalk left most of his attacks. So just always beware that that is an option for you to sidewalk left. A lot of the time you do want to be sidewalking Devil Jin, and it will beat most of his attacks in the neutral. We will go over tracking moves very, very soon. Right, so now I want to show you the same concept, but with a moves out of crouch dash. You can sidewalk these to the left, even electric C. Obviously, crouch dash realigns, but you can, if you time it correctly, beat all of the options here, apart from one, which will probably come out in a minute. There we go. His crouch dash 1+2. It is a homing. Also, he does have a demon paw out of this. He can do demon paw. Just do crouch dash and then forward 2, and he'll get demon paw. This move does track, but it's not homing. You can actually step this to the left. Try your best. I know it's difficult with characters that are constantly realigning, like he realigned there with demon paw. There we go. You can step demon paw though, if you're really, really precise. But for all of these moves, apart from CD 1+2 and demon paw, you can step all of these to the left. And electric does track a bit as well, but you still can sidewalk electric to the left. So always bear that in mind, that is always an option if a Devil Jin keeps wave dashing, in your face. You can sidestep most of his options to the left. Just try and download the patterns your opponent likes to use. If they like to use the homing option a lot, Obviously, don't sidewalk to the left because you'll keep getting hit by the homing option. And it does knock down, and he can initiate his 50-50 again. If he doesn't use those, then a lot of the time you can just sidewalk to the left, and it will beat pretty much all of his options. Okay, so the next thing I have for you is laser scraper stuff. The way to beat all of these options, even if he doesn't delay, is just sidestep right after the second hit. Obviously, if he does that one, you can't sidestep, right? Just wait for 2 punches. You can even sidestep that to the right, right? Did I say sidestep left? I meant sidestep right. It is quite hard to sidestep that one to the right afterwards. You can't just you can even sidewalk, like, it doesn't matter. I'm just letting you guys know that you can even do a small sidestep right and it will beat all of his options here. Whenever he starts doing this, sidestep right the last hit, even if he doesn't delay, he will still whiff. You know, and then you can punish him. Right, okay, so from tip range, it's very easy to sidestep, right? If you're up close, you cannot sidestep. I've just worked this out while I'm doing this guide now. But from tip range, if I can get him to... There we go, because only a couple of them hit me, I can sidestep to the right. But if you do it up close, right, all of them hit you, you cannot sidestep right. I don't think. Let me know in the comments if you can do it. I can't do it. Maybe it's really, really strict timing. But for the most part with Laser Scraper, 2 hits and then step to the right. So next, we have Fly. Fly is a move that will probably stump a lot of you guys, I think. If you haven't played Tekken 7, you probably won't know what to do here. But for Fly, it's really, really easy. You just sidestep left and then duck. And it will beat all of his options. Right, so now I have all the options out of Fly. And you can sidestep left and then duck. The only reason you want to duck here after you sidestep is for that move. Because it is a high and it does have some really good tracking. So if you sidestep left and then duck, see, the moves will still whiff, even the lasers and everything. But you're really just avoiding that move right there. See, it avoids everything. You just sidestep left and then duck, it will avoid everything. Okay, so that's what you want to do with Fly. So, moving on. Before we go into Morning Crow, I just want to show you some of the tracking moves. So these moves are definitely ones to be aware of. They do track wide a bit. See, that literally does a 180 there. It's not actually homing, but it might as well be. And the jab strings, just because he's doing more than one jab, they kind of realign, right? The more jabs he does. I mean, I'm actually stepping a lot of these, but they do have some tracking, see? So just be aware, these are the moves that track quite a bit. And, I mean, Down Back 2 doesn't have crazy tracking, but a lot of the other ones do. Demon Paw definitely has some tracking from range. And 1+4 2 has a ton of tracking. Might as well be homing at the end of the string. But as you see, it is -12, so you can punish it. Demon Paw does have some tracking too. Mainly because it's a forward input, right? So it kind of realigns a little bit when you do the second forward. So those moves are definitely ones to be aware of. If your opponent keeps spamming these moves, maybe stop sidestepping for a bit. Punish him for using them. And then start your stepping strategy again. Sidestep left, right? Okay, moving on. We have Morning Crow. There's some things to do with Morning Crow you should be aware of. First off, never be at this distance, because this is prime distance for him to use Morning Crow. To use up forward 1 into Morning Crow, sorry. Shackle. Right? And on block, it's +11. So if he does Morning Crow, if he manages to hit up forward 1, even on block, +11, then it's a guessing game. You can sidestep this +8 on block move. You can sidestep it. It's very tricky timing. But you can sidestep it. But there's no option select. You really do you really are taking kind of a 50-50 because you could just get hit by the homing move right here, right? Also, a thing to note, if you keep getting hit by the up forward 1, don't get frustrated if you keep getting hit by 2-2. It's guaranteed on hit, on normal hit. It's all guaranteed. Because you see it's plus 16. The 2-2 is 15 frames, so it's all guaranteed here. Partly what makes this move so good. It is a high, so don't let Devil Jin keep spamming this from distance. Because from this distance, right, you can duck, and you're not going to eat anything, like a mid from that distance, right? He could do forward 4, right? But for the most part, Devil Jin from this distance, most of them will use up forward 1, right? To try and get in. So just be aware of that. You can duck from out here. Right, so a raw Morning Crow. So where he just goes in like this. What you can do, there's actually a beat all option for all of this, and I'll show you. Right, so Morning Crow, he has 4 options, right? He can do Morning Crow 1, knocks down for a guaranteed back 4. You can do Morning Crow 2-2, which is heat engager, and it's a launcher in heat, so it's very, very scary. You can do Morning Crow 4, which is just really, really bad. It's basically this string, right? It's not great, to be honest. It's super risky for him. And you also do Morning Crow 3. And the way you deal with these is you slice up left and then you block. So you see, I'm missing all of them, right? He's missing all of those attacks. And if he does the homing, a lot of the time, he's already gone past you before he starts activating it, right? If you're sidestepping right, by the way, I know this is situational, but if you keep spamming Morning Crow, it's time to sidestep right. See, he did the homing there and he went straight past me. Hopefully this makes Morning Crow a little less scary, but you can sidestep right and then block, and it will beat all of his options. So even if the homing is going to hit you, and he doesn't go past like that, I don't know whether that's a bug or not, you will still be safe, and you won't eat that really, really oppressive... damn it, I messed it up again. You won't eat that really, really oppressive +8 move. +8 on block move. But, as you can see, Morning Crow isn't as scary as you might think. There's some really, really good options. Especially if he keeps spamming Morning Crow 1. It's a really good option to just sidestep and block. Really, really good. And then obviously punish if he does the homing, right? So another thing about Morning Crow is he doesn't have to go into Morning Crow from just up forward 1. He can get into Morning Crow from while standing 1-1, right? But the thing is, right? This is where things get interesting. On block, you can fuzzy whether he's going to do 1-1 or 1-2. See, I'm fuzzying right now. It's actually not that... Oh, damn it, I messed it up because I'm talking. It's not that crazy to fuzzy. It's not the easiest thing by any stretch, but you can fuzzy it. You can fuzzy this. See, it's not that crazy. So do try and fuzzy this. There is a delay before he actually does the shackle. The other tip I have for you about this is... So, while standing 1-2 is a natural, right? And while standing 1-1 is not. So if he's punishing you, right, with a while standing with a 13 frame while standing, what you can do is if you get hit by the first while standing 1, hold down, and it will always duck if he tries to do while standing 1-1. Because a lot of Devil Jins get lazy with this. Even if they could go for while standing 1-2, they want all that pressure, right? So they want to use shackle. If he does the punish, you will always get hit by while standing 1-2 anyway. So it doesn't matter that you're holding down. But if you're holding down and he wants to do while standing 1-1, then you will duck the shackle and then launch, obviously. So this is a really good trick I found against Devil Jin. If Devil Jin's, rather than taking the punish, go for Shackle again. Just hold down here. Because if you're going to eat the punish, you're going to eat the punish while standing 1-2. If he goes for Shackle, then you can duck it and launch him. So I think that's the best bit of advice I can even give you to the Devil Jin matchup, to be honest. Because a lot of people do like to do while standing 1-1. Myself included when I play Devil Jin. It's very tempting to just get more pressure rather than an extra, you know, 10 damage or so. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about is heat. So these are the things that he has during heat. The extensions to his strings. That's what you just saw there was Morning Crow into the unblockable high grab, right? This. So beware of that. If you fight a Devil Jin multiple times and they love doing that, maybe try and duck the high, right? So with some of these things, you can step them, right? This high unblockable grab tracks quite a bit. Oh my god, he just wants to do the grab over and over again. Watch out for the homing. Okay, I'm going to take this move by move, okay? So, the first thing out of heat is he has an extension on up forward 3-4, which is minus 15 on normal hit when he's not in heat, right? It's minus 15, it's launch. But he has an extension here to make him plus. Or not plus, to push him really far away, right? As an extension. The next thing, so just be aware of that. The next thing, 4-tailed to 3, he has an extension here. So be aware of that one. You can't step the extension, by the way, just in case you thought you could. So the next thing is Crash Rush 3. Now has an extension built in, so you can't take your turn back. It pushes you really far away, and now it's perfect distance for him to use Shackle, right? So be aware of this one. If he likes to use this, then maybe don't step when he's in heat. I mean, stepping is also a problem in heat for another reason, but we'll go over that in a minute. The next thing is Laser Crush. So this move actually isn't very scary. You can still step after the first 2 hits. Right, you can still step right. Really, really easy. So this one, it doesn't matter whether he's in heat or not. 2 punches, step right, you will beat the options. Okay, so that's simple enough, right? And then the last thing I want to show you, when Devil Jin is in heat and he goes into Morning Crow, he has this unbreakable high grab, which makes Morning Crow very formidable. You can duck it, right? But if you don't duck it, it does quite a bit of damage. Not as much as his regular heat smash, but it does have an unbreakable high grab heat smash. The last thing for in heat, he has this heat smash, which is very, very crazy. 18 frame startup. It tracks really, really well. I think you can step it if you step it perfectly. Other than that, when he's in heat, if he's already got this space, just don't approach him. If you press anything, kablam, he'll hit you with this, and it does 52 damage, and it breaks walls, by the way. So try and be, if you can, be up close when he's in heat. If he's already in heat and he's back here, I would just let him come to you. Just let him use the heat smash and get his pressure going. Really, it's the only option, to be honest. You can't really sidestep it. It's a mid. It's really, really fast for a heat smash like this. So I think it will get nerfed, to be honest. But for now, just try not to move is really my only advice for this one. So yeah, but that sums him up in heat. He's very, very crazy in heat. So that kind of brings us to the end of the video. Hopefully a lot of this helped. There are a lot of answers for things that Devil Jin can do when he's not in heat. But generally, you want to step left, try and read the patterns with the crouch dash mix-ups. Pressure him because he doesn't have many panic moves. Be very careful when he's in heat, moving at all. Beware of the homing. Fuzzy the while standing 1-1 and 1-2. And try and duck Shackle if people keep abusing Shackle over and over again. That's really how I'm going to sum this up. So that's it from me. Hope you guys found this useful. If you liked the video, leave a like. And if you're new here and you want to find your way back, hit the subscribe button down below. Much love, guys. Take it easy, and I will see you in the next one.